Hi everybody, this is Julissa. It is Monday, January 18, 2021. Thank you everybody for coming back to my channel. In today's video, I know in the past couple of weeks we've all been focusing on speaking about the events that are going to happen, that are planned to happen this week, which is the new inauguration of the president. And as you guys know, I also has been speaking about how in October, I believe, or late September, God gave me a vision regarding the Dominican Republic, which is the country where I'm from. And I saw back then that it was the president was Donald Trump. So, I still, it's so hard to say, and it's hard to believe it now. I understand because we're like 2 days away from the inauguration, but I still believe the president will have a second term. There's a lot going on, which, I don't know if I'm not understanding. The main thing for me, guys, right now, what I was watching before I started this video, was seeing the caravans of immigrants coming in. I don't understand their reason. So they were asking them, they're coming from Latin America, Guatemala, and another country. I don't remember exactly where from. It's a lot of people. And they were saying, why are you guys doing this? And they say, well, we have no employment here, we have no food, we're desperate. Um, I don't understand the timing of it. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. I'm very confused about that. I don't understand it. That to see everything that's happening in DC, with them blocking the sections of the street, and things like that. Being having precaution, for Thursday, and also to see so many people on here on YouTube speaking about how they have visions of the president still staying for a second term. It's a little strange. It's definitely end times prophecy that we're looking at. Um, I don't understand the caravans of immigrants. I just don't know why now. You know what I mean? Like they had so many options. Um, why specifically now for to happen when they change president? But speaking about that, you guys know that I have said many times that I still see the president staying for a second term. I'm very surprised that today it's already Monday and nothing has been happening yet. Um, I don't know what's going on. I did see the family starting packing and moving things away from the White House. So we will see what happens. I really learned something about this waiting time is that at the end of the day, we really cannot focus so much on that because what's gonna happen is gonna happen, obviously. But this back and forth of he's staying, no, he's not, or they're gonna talk about something that happened in the past, and then he's away in Texas, and I know the vice president is traveling too, I find this so strange when you are about to finish office, right? If you're about to finish your term, wouldn't you be kind of like organizing things to do the perfect handoff, because this is not it's not November right now, but they are actually going to have to, if everything go as planned when it comes to new presidency and new president, obviously they're supposed to be out of that by this weekend. So to see them like in the president in Texas, I'm not sure if he's back yet. The vice president was going away to within the country, but even so, you would think they would be more concerned about preparations and things like that. But I guess everybody has their way of doing things, or they have something else planned, and that's what everybody who's having visions and things like that, that's where we're coming from. Um, I'm not sure. Also, guys, that I found very strange was the fact that just today is when Kamala Harris is deciding to renounce to her seat in the Senate. Um, why you wait to the last minute? Like, if you really think about changing jobs, right? You either quit or you give your 2 weeks notice, or you give more time notice because you really care about the company and things like that. this is like I keep saying this again. It is not November. We all know that. Why renounce into the seat now? Why wait so long when you knew you were gonna? I feel like it's again, this still again things that we don't know, like a speculation. I feel like there's something going on. Why it's almost like she was, she was, or she was probably advised that something might happen, but I that point when I saw that, just it sounded so fishy to me. It sounded fishy when you have the elect, according to them, the elect by the elect president already making so many decisions and changing things and naming people and saying what he wants to be doing the first 100 days of his term. And then you have the vice president just saying, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do it now." So just the Monday before taking office, that's a little weird to me. So anyways, I hope if you found that to be strange, please leave a comment in this video. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but a lot has happened, and you know, at the end of the day, we can sit here and speculate, and every YouTuber that I watch, they're saying something big is coming, and that famous pastor was talking about like beginning of the year. I mean, he came out during the summertime. I think you guys know who he is. His name is Dana, and he was talking about visions that he had and how God pointed to a specific day in November, and he got a circle in the calendar. And then he spoke about, get ready guys, December, November is gonna be crazy. um we have to be so careful with that. I'm not saying him specifically. I'm not saying he says anything that is wrong, nothing like that. But God says, you gotta test every spirit, everything that you think is a vision. You have to test it. That's why, um for me, when I had that vision about the Dominican Republic, I mean, I had to make sure I was 100% certain of what I saw. It was such a vivid vision that I had. The same thing as I'm speaking about it now. When I saw the president walking, I saw him very vividly. It was still Donald Trump. So there's a lot of people saying something big, this and the other, and the Washington D.C. is getting ready. But I think after what happened at the Capitol, it's very obvious that they're gonna have to get ready, because how did these people pass security breach? That just tells you the security system it failed. But of course, they blamed the whole event was blamed on the president, and then he got censored from so many companies and things like that. And then we see the creator, the CEO of the My Pillow, the company, and some photographer was able to take a photo of his notes. And he actually came out and said, oh, he was talking about when he went to meet the Donald Trump, and he said, my meeting was regarding about election fraud and things like that, and how it happened in other countries. But they were saying that the photographer took a photo of his paperwork of the guy that was from My Pillow company. He said, the paperwork said martial law and things like that. I mean, guys, it's January 18th. You know, that tells you something. I think that tells you that the time doesn't stop for nobody. Two, you can't really focus so much on things like that, because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. And as long as we want to be as prepared as we want to be and not be ignorant, like I say, to the things that are happening around us, we still have to know that we can't make our life just be based on that, the news, the media, and everything that's happening, because it can really drive people crazy. Everything that happens is a headline these days. Anything that happens is a headline. Yes, we are living in the last days, but we're still living. That's a very important point. Of course, we can be so ignorant to see, let's say, I just saw not long ago that they were trying to control a mass of people that were around the Washington Monument, and they were unsuccessful. So things like that, you have to keep in mind. I was researching too to come and talk to you guys about it here, about how many at least in Connecticut, they're planning to do things on Thursday and things like that on the Capitol. Um, so just to be aware of what's happening in your surroundings, and if you have family who live in Washington D.C. in those areas, to be aware, but don't be consumed by it. That's my main point, because eventually that's gonna lead you to take your eyes away from Jesus. Um, so we just have to take one day at a time. I really don't know right now. I was thinking, I'm like, I spoke about it a lot. I spoke about it a lot here in my channel to you guys about what can happen, get prepared and things like that. At the end of the day, I really, it's all in God's hands. We can act on fear. Of course, we have to be prepared, but we shouldn't act on fear. And, you know, God knows everything. The COVID vaccine is not gonna take God by surprise. He knows that we as Christians are here, and we're vulnerable to being forced to take that. So something is gonna come out. If it's God's will for us not to go through that, if this is eventually something that's gonna lead to the mark of the beast, so God is gonna open a door for us. We shouldn't even be worrying and thinking in our head how to avoid it, because if you do, like if you say right now to yourself, I don't want the vaccine, that is the mark of the beast, 100% guaranteed. In your head, you're gonna go crazy, because one, you're gonna think that in a few months you're gonna be starving yourself to death because you won't be able to access the supermarket because you don't have the vaccine. So like the mind can play such a big role in your life. So if it is the vaccine, if this vaccine that came out, right? If this vaccine that came out to cure something, even though it's not really curing it, at the opposite of that, it is creating more cases and more people are getting sick from it. So perhaps they might stop it all around and say, hold on, this is just not working. It's not doing what we told it will be. So that can happen, and then we're back to square one. Or, if it is eventually what we think it is, God will make a way for us no matter what. So I was thinking about that last night. I'm like, we shouldn't really be thinking, oh my goodness, we're not gonna if we run out of food, that's safe for us because we're not gonna take the vaccine. Like, God is not gonna be like, okay guys, take care, you see you guys over there on the other side. Like, God is gonna guide us throughout. He will open the door whichever way He wants us to go. When it comes to these things, everything that's happening, guys, I gave my testimony the other day about something, a situation that I was going through, and that was one of thousands of testimonies that I have of times in my life where I had faced with challenges, like we all do, right? And trust me, there were days where I thought I reached the bottom and I have no idea how to get out of it. And there was God opening a solution, because you are His children. That's what fathers do, right? And that's what God will do for you. So let's with this message that I'm saying right now, I am definitely gonna switch a little bit my channel topics. I am gonna definitely go back to my original intent about having a channel and being myself a fashion industry person, a fashion designer, and speaking about the detour that God gave me, and everything that happens in the fashion industry that people sometimes are not able to see it. It took me a while to see it, guys, and just that video that I posted yesterday, it's just browsing through the social media. And like I was saying, it is January. You understand everybody's so focused on their health in the outside, right? So everybody wants to be healthy, and the majority of those people who want to be healthy, what they call healthy in their own head, is only based on the outside, on their body. So there's a lot of people who are very healthy physically that can die right now and go to eternal fire in hell because they um never gave their life to Jesus Christ. So I think my focus on this channel will be more into that. I think it's so much needed. um the industry, the fashion industry is just like, I see it as this big blanket that's just like grabbing everybody and just not suffocating everybody into one thing. And then you see it everywhere. Like if one blogger is posting that, then you see the other blogger posting the same thing. Like all their Instagram is just pictures of themselves. And the Bible talks about the lovers of self. And I don't know how you don't get sick of looking at pictures of yourself. Um, and if you're not getting sick from looking at pictures of yourself, it's because you have not been revealed to like it hasn't been revealed to you yet. Trust me, because once you reach to that point, you're gonna do what I did, which is I wanted to delete everything that I have posted. I wanted to delete the website. I was like, who am I thinking to myself that I have my website? Yes, it's still up, but there were major changes that happened to it. And when that happened to me, my detour, even my social media was not really based on me, like taking photos of me. It was again, it was about things that I do and being here at the studio, fashion shows and things like that. But we have something these days that is called influencers, and we gotta attack that giant that is called influencer, guys, because it is it is blinding many. And you can watch this video and you can say you have no idea what you're talking about. Influencers, that's their career and things like that. um yeah, we can think about it like that, but being somebody who dances on the pole every Friday now on the weekends, for men, that they also call that a career. That doesn't mean that that's what God wants you to do with your life. That doesn't mean that that's the way a Proverbs 31 woman is to live their life. So things like that we have to pay attention. Not everything is meant to for us to do. That's also in the Bible. It's a beautiful verse. I forgot what is cited. It said, everything is available. It kind of says it like that. Don't take every word that I'm saying by it, because I gotta do my translation in my head. But it's basically saying everything is available, everything is permissible, but doesn't mean that everything is beneficial. God gave you the free will, yes, but once you have that revelation about Christ and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, you change. And if you don't change, then you don't have the revelation. You know who Jesus is, but you don't have a relationship with him. Guys, that's what happened to me. I can only speak from my testimony and what the Bible says. um it is that whole idea of being an influencer, being a fashion blogger and a model, like, we have to attack it because we are the Christian people in the industry. So if we're not really talking about it, or we want to just ignore it, then like what who do you think is going to come out and talk about it? So it is our duty as Christ believing people to bring awareness to such a thing. um you don't need to post a photo of your outfit every day. You don't. You know, um, that's what Satan is keeping you busy doing. That's what he's doing. He's keeping you busy doing that because you are concerned about, like, saying what people think of you. So you will get yourself into debt, um, just because you want to share a different outfit every day, so that your followers, a bunch of strangers that you never met, no, you will ever meet ever, will click that heart like on Instagram, and that makes you feel better for the day. And I have seen people go grow very quick on Instagram, go, they grow in their post daily, maybe 10 posts a day and things like that, huge influencers, and then they disappear and they're no longer interested. So there's a reason for that, guys. There's a reason for that, selfish selfish selfishness selfishness, I can talk today for some reason. Selfishness will always suck the life out of you. When you're so consumed with yourself and what people think of you and things like that, you're gonna get dry, um, because there's no fruit coming out of that. You might think you see fruit because you have likes and you have more followers, but like, where are you leading these people to like you and your body and your clothes? What is the ultimate intent of you doing that? You know what I mean? If you say to yourself, I'm a Christ believing person, but everything that you do, especially on social media, which is just, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything here. This is something that I noticed. I'm all over social media for my business. I barely post photos of myself. Like I said, I don't like that, and I'm trying to not do that as much as I can. If I post a photo, it will be myself probably sewing or doing things like that, or making video about it. But one thing I notice is I can post everywhere, and I have some a following. I won't call it like a lot, but if I post something, let's say, let me just say, TikTok can take days for people to see it, at least in my account. Not that many people follow me on that, and that's fine. My Twitter, a couple of minutes, people will react to it. Instagram, kind of like the same thing, but one thing I noticed was I can post it, but you know how I do? I don't know if I do it here on YouTube, but when I do my Bible verse video type of message that I like to do for a minute or 30 seconds, when I put that on Pinterest, it can get viewed instantly by thousands of people. So that is your grab. If you think you want to go out there and talk to people about Christ, and you perhaps living in a city like me here, where you don't really know a lot of people, or if you do, there's not that much. Like, I used to go to the youth group in my church. There's not that many people, um, and it was hard to find them outside of church. These people, it's kind of hard to keep that, and they already go to church, so they already know about Christ. So if you want to start a ministry about talking to people about Christ and things like that, and leading people to Christ, think about the power that social media has. So I know I make it an effort. Once I saw that my Pinterest account gets 150,000 views a month, and that's the latest, because you have to look at that, right, to see the audience. I'm like, forget about it. I got it. This is my main thing right now. So every time I do a message about Christ, or I want to put a message about a Bible verse and things like that, I make sure it gets edited specifically for Pinterest, because that's where most people will see it, right? And that's the thing. So if you have an Instagram account and you consider yourself a Christ believing person, and your Instagram right now is full of your photos, of your daily photos, so what is the intent at the end of your life? What is the intent for your Instagram account? To lead people to fall in love with you and the things that you do? Or are you trying to lead people to Christ? And that's my main point. I think we don't see that. And I'm telling you guys, these are people who also are church going people who believe in Christ. And people will say, well, social media has its own purpose. Yeah, but one thing, the devil is not wasting any moment. The devil is not wasting any time to grab people down, like he's throwing it out there. You can suddenly be watching a clean movie, right? It's a complete clean movie, and out of nowhere they put a set scene for you to watch, and it comes out so quick that you don't even have time to, like, you like rushing, like, where is the remote? Like, I don't want other people to see this, so I don't want my eyes to see it, because once you see something that's pornographic, it stays forever. Like, it is such a danger, to even look at it. It is dangerous to even look at it once. That's what I mean. Because if you are in the habit of looking at that, that's even worse, right? Because it's already building something in you. So the devil is not wasting any time, but and he doesn't care what the purpose of something is. He puts it out there no matter what, you know. So that's what I mean. Like, at the end of the day, like, what is the intent of you posting what you do every day? Posting photos of yourself. Who are you trying to lead people to? You leading them to Christ, or are you leading them to to yourself and for people to like you? And that's where I'm coming from when I talk about, like, the celebrities. Like, do you understand when somebody dies, like, they are inactive, okay? Their soul is no longer part of this world. um so that's in God's hands. What happens after, we all know that. But then you have people who are devoted to worshiping them, a dead person, worshiping a dead person. That's why we only worship should be worshiping God, because Christ is alive. Christ is alive in us. He resurrected. But then when you are worshiping these dead celebrities, like, what are you doing? Like, just put it into perspective and it will make sense to you. You're worshiping somebody who has not been inactive for years and years. And that's what I say about when I speak about certain people. I'm not going to say the name, but 20 plus years, here you are celebrating somebody who is dead. Nothing new will come out of that person anymore. It's inactive. So I didn't mean to make this video so long. I just wanted you guys to know, like, where am I leading my channel to. I am going to talk about other more relevant topics too as well, I guess, as they happen. But I definitely feel like I can't get away from the fashion industry, because that was my first original intent when I started making this channel. That's what I do. That's my passion, to create clothes and things like that. Um, and that's, I feel like God gave me that detour for a reason, and I knew, like, the minute I got the detour, then you focus on yourself and the things that you wish in life, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was going the wrong way. And then you think about everybody, because everybody who sat in class with you, I guess you can say in fashion school, what they call it, they were all after the same thing I was. Not all of them were Christians, but basically all of us were after the same thing, the same goal. So, but once you see how the industry works, then you see what's behind it all. So that's what I mean. So once you get a revelation about something, well, God gave you a revelation. It's not for you to, okay, God, I heard it. Thank you for letting me know. And that's saying continue doing the same thing. It's one, for you to change your ways, and two, is for you to share your testimony and tell other people about it. It's not for you to keep it to yourself. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody. So we'll see what's gonna happen this week. It's already been written. It's all gonna be all revealed to us eventually. So we'll take it like that, one day at a time with God, never fearing anything, but having the trust that God is always there with us. And if God wants us to prepare for something that might happen, something big, what they're saying, whatever, then God will put that burning fire in us to be like, you know what, let me just go and pack up my stuff and get ready. Because it like, I just feel it, that moment when God speaks to you. So that's that is my message for today. I hope everybody's having a great beginning of the week, and I hope to see you guys on the next video. God bless. doesn't want to stop. Nope.